Mga kaibigan, may good news para sa lahat. Kung gusto nyo nga makabasa ng mga balita tungkol sa Mindanao, wala nang iba kundi ang Mindanao Examiner newspaper. Mindanao ang sirkulasyon, Mindanao ang balita. Ang Mindanao Examiner sa Basilan, Sulu at Zamboanga. Gumawa na rin ito ng mga independent films at ABP, audiovisual presentation, at may photography at video services pa. Bisitahin po natin ang kanilang website sa MindanaoExaminer.com o tumawag sa 9925480. Marami pong salamat. Kaya natin to.
Yahoo! Gising na mga kaibigan. Nandito na ang Radyo Mindanao. Napakainit mga kaibigan sa kalsada. Welcome once again sa ating programa ang Radyo Mindanao. Dito lamang sa Radio Philippines Network DXXX. Zamboanga City 1008 sa inyong AM band. Partner natin mga kaibigan sa Maynila ang DWIZ at ang CNN Philippines. At binabati natin ang ating mga tagapakinig mga kaibigan sa Basilan, Sulu, Tawi-Tawi, sa Sabah, Malaysia, Zamboanga del Sur, Zamboanga del Norte, Duterte, at sa Zamboanga, Sibugay. Ganun din sa North Cotabato, dami nakikinig sa atin yan sa Sultan Kudarat, sa Tacurong City. Kanina may nagte-text sa atin, batiin daw natin ang mga taga-Tacurong, Kidapawan, Coronadal, at pati na rin sa Cotabato City na nakikinig sa atin ngayon. Itong si Director Amir Mawalil ng Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao, Bureau of Public Information. Mga kaibigan, so kahit mainit ang klima, ay nako, at mainit ang klima pero malamig ang simoy ng hangin. At kahit malamig ang simoy ng hangin, mainit naman ang hearing na ginagawa ng Kongreso mga kaibigan. Kaugnay dito sa pagpapatuloy ng pagdinig ng Kamara sa umano'y kalakala ng illegal na droga sa Bilibid. At tignan natin kung makahook up tayo mga kaibigan. At upang mapakinggan naman ang ating mga kababayan, yung mga walang telebisyon. Telebisyon. Yung mga walang telebisyon, maaari kayo makinig dito sa amin sa Radyo Mindanao, sa Radio Philippines Network, DXXX dito sa Zamboanga City. At napapakinggan tayo sa malaking bahagi ng Mindanao. Ito po ang inyong banglingkod, Fafaal. Nagsasabi sa inyo ng isang magandang araw. Tignan natin kung nakahook na yung pasensya na doon sa mga gustong nagpapabate. Unahin muna natin yung ating hook up dyan sa ongoing hearing sa Kongreso. Na kung saan ay, grabe. Palagay ko mga kaibigan, itong si Senator Leila de Lima is doomed. Dahil sa dami ng mga testigo laban sa kanya. Grabe, mga drug lords. At talagang walang kagatol-gatol yung mga testigo na inilabas itong ni Secretary Vitaliano Aguila ng Department of Justice. Ay talagang tahasang pinangalanan itong si Senator Leila de Lima na di umano'y tumatanggap ng drug money. At ang iba pang mga opisyal ng Bureau of Corrections na kasabit din, kasama dito sa mga sa korupsyon, matindi mga kaibigan. Grabe, talagang nakakapangilabot ang itong mga salaysay. At itinatanggi naman mga kaibigan, siyempre what do you expect ni De Lima ang lahat ng akusasyon laban sa kanya. Pero matindi to mga kaibigan at marami ang marami ang ika nga very damaging yung mga testimonya kay Senator De Lima na dating naging Justice Secretary. Pakinggan natin mga kaibigan upang malaman naman ng ating mga kababayan kung ano ang nagaganap sa Kamara.
Justice.
Thank you. The committee is well-minded of this. Baka you might have any suggestion, Your Honor. Please submit it to the Secretariat, and we will process that as part of our committee report that we will submit to plenary for approval.
Yeah. May I continue? I think I still have enough time. Ang sinasabi ko dito, yun yung gusto ko matanggal yung jurisdictional protection. Again, di ba dati nag-coordinate sila General Magalong sa SOJ. Ngayon, ang inibisigan natin ang SOJ. Dati. That's what I'm trying to say. Let's do legislation to get rid of these things that it will not happen in the future. Na, again, ang dali maglinis kung ikaw nagpapatakbo ng... And I don't think bastos yun kung merong warrant. And I think the General Magalong would agree with me, if there's a warrant from the court, hindi na di ba? Hindi na kailangan mag-coordinate sa nagpapatakbo. Hindi lang sa NBP sa iba-ibang kulungan na ginagawang imbakan ng droga ngayon.
Sige po, maraming salamat. Siyempre, pag nakakulong na wala nang warrant yan. And meron ng humahawak dyan sa may jurisdiction yung pinopoint out ni General Magalong. Anyway,
trying to say, sir, warrant for the institution, not for the person.
For the institution, if you have any specific suggestion, please submit to the committee, and we will consider that as by the committee, and we will approve it also. Are you done, Your Honor? Thank you. So we now move to Congressman Lacson.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Meron ba ito? Sorry. Congressman Maceda pala.
Okay, yeah. Nauna siya sa akin. Sige, thank you, Mr.
Sorry.
Maceda.
Kasi, bakit mo ba binura ito?
Kay Kong Tebes, hindi na ilista yung sa akin, natakpan.
Nandito, may kursi.
Pasensya na po.
Hindi, okay lang. First of all, Mr. Chairman, thank you. I'd like to manifest that I've been here for 2 days, and the way that the Chairman Umali has been handling this investigation is very professional. And in fact, is being very lenient by allowing a lot of manifestations, interjections, and extra comments as long as it is.
Ay, nako. Hirap na hirap tayo mga kaibigan.
It's very good because at the end of the day, all you want here is
Itong hookup natin, sinasagabal tayo ng very poor internet service ng ating telco.
to make sure that this will not happen again. Diretso na po ako, Mr. Chairman. Isa na lang pong witness ang tatanungin ko, si Mr. Jaime Pacho, yung commander ng Batman.
Commander daw ng Batman. Kanya dyan pa si Superman.
Ang sabi mo kasi dito sa unang paragraph ng iyong salaysay, nung linapitan ka ni... Saka muna, una sa lahat, pare-pares lang kayong commander ni JB Sebastian, di ba po?
Opo.
Kumbaga, kasi gusto ko maintindihan kung bakit pare-parehas kayong commander, pero nung huli, parang siya na yung naging pinakabida sa lahat, pinaka-kingpin.
Ito mga kaibigan, si Congressman Edward Maceda ang siyang nagtatanong ngayon sa mga testigo. At this is also part of the interpellation ng ating mga mambabatas upang malaman ang kung totoo talaga ang sinasabi nitong mga testigo, although na sila ay under oath mga kaibigan.
Nung una kanyang linapitan.
At binigyan din sila ng immunity ng Kongreso upang hindi naman sila malagay sa alanganin dahil lahat ng sinabi nila dito, kung wala silang immunity, ay maaaring gamitin sa kanila kung sakaling may magsampa ng kasong kriminal.
Po kung yung sanglaan po, at saka may parlor po, at saka may...
May parlor kayo?
Opo, Your Honor.
PX?
PX po.
PX goods?
Opo.
So kumbaga, meron ka ng sariling hanap buhay, iniisip mo, bakit ka papapasok sa illegal na droga?
Opo.
Kaya lang, okay pa lang talagang negosyo sa loob ng Bilibid
Bukod pa po yun doon, Your Honor, mayroon pa po kaming tinatawag na isito po na kaming mga commander, bali kami nagpipinan po.
Kayo nagpi-finance. Pero napilitan kang pumasok dito dahil text ng text sa'yo si JB, sabi mo dito. At nung sagot mo nga ay hindi ka pa sigurado, tsaka na. Ang sabi mo, doon na nagsimula na ginigipit ka, halos araw-araw ka nang sinesearch.
Opo.
Bakit bago ba nangyari? Panggigipit ba yung araw? Anong klaseng search ba yon?
Your Honor, na nangyari po sa akin, Your Honor, araw-araw po yung tatawagin pong kubol. Halos araw-araw po, Your Honor, sinesearch po ng mga tinatawag sa amin sa maximum ng SPU po.
Ano yung SPU?
Ano yung SPU? Special Patrol Unit po.
Yung search na to, may kasama ba tong physical harm? Nasasaktan ka?
Hindi naman po.
Pero napeperwisyo ka?
Opo. Kasi may pagkakataon po, Your Honor, na halos yung kubol ko po, Your Honor, hindi na po ako makalapit. Parang ito pong kubol ko, nilalagyan po nila ng na hindi na ako pwede lumapit doon po.
So bago itong pagpeperwisyo na to, hindi ka, gaano kadalas lang ang search sa inyo? Hindi ba dapat may search talaga sa loob ng Bilibid, regular, ang mga namamahala?
Mayroon po, pero sa akin po, Your Honor, wala pong nangyayaring search.
So magmula nung dahil hindi ka sumasang-ayon, nasasama ka dito sa illegal na pagbebenta ng droga, sinesearch ka na araw-araw?
Yun po ang palagay ko, Your Honor.
Sa pang-apat, sinabi mo na kinausap ka rin ni JB eventually at sinabi na para hindi ka maperwisyo, tulungan mo siya. Anong klaseng perwisyo sinabi sa'yo?
Wala man pong direktang sinabing yung perwisyo, Your Honor. Pero ang iniisip ko, yun sigurong na ginikipit po ako.
May pagbabanta ba sa iyo?
Wala naman po, Your Honor.
So basta, paano ka naniniwala na mapiperwisyo ka?
Kasi, Your Honor, mayroong isang basis na natutulog po ako sa Building 1 po. Sinesearch yung kubol ko po sa Building 11. Alas 12 po ng gabi, Your Honor, kinuha po ako sa Building 1. Pagdating ko po doon, mayroon na pong sinasabing may baril na po na ang sabi akin daw po. Pero labas po sa kubol ko sa Building 11 po.
Mukhang at home ka na ba dyan sa Bilibid? Mukhang masaya ka ba dyan? Kasi may mga negosyo. May mga negosyo ka rin.
Wala na po akong magawa, Your Honor, dahil medyo malaki-laki sindensya ko po, Your Honor.
So kung kailangan may gustong magpagupit, doon pupunta sa'yo, di ba?
Opo, Your Honor.
Well, my last point, because for lack of material time, binabanggit mo dito na text sa'yo si JB at binanggit din na ibang testigo na ginagamit nyo talaga yung cellphone. Malaking bagay sa inyo yung cellphone para sa kung ano man ang inyong aktibidades sa loob. Yung cellphone mo ba malakas ang signal?
Opo, Your Honor.
Pag nag-text ka at nag-text sa'yo, matatanggap mo agad?
Opo, Your Honor.
Please wind up, Your Honor.
Talo pa tayo, Mr. Chairman, dito sa Kongreso. Dito mismo sa building na ito, napakahina ng signal. So, masasabi mo ba, Mr. Pacho, na kung wala kang cellphone, kung ang cellphone o ang signal ay mahinang-mahina, maapektuhan ng mga pagbebenta ng droga, illegal activities, apektado.
Your Honor, kung talaga total mawala ang cellphone sa Bilibid, Your Honor, matitigil po ang transaksyon ng droga, Your Honor.
Siguro hindi naman matitigil ng todo dahil pwede namang may mga bumibisita, pero siguro mga 90% mababawasan pag
Yes, Your
walang
Honor.
cellphone. Well, Mr. Chairman, I don't have any further inquiries. I'll just like to make a final manifestation that nakakabahala po yung mga naririnig natin ng nakaraang 2 araw. At meron pang ang presentation kahapon tungkol dun sa nagko-conference minsan yung mga commander na hindi pwede pumasok yung mga empleyado, yung mga prison guard. So para executive session ang dating. O tapos makakapanood ng concert, talo tayo. Tapos pwedeng uminom doon, pwedeng magpasok ng babae tulad ng sabi ni Mr. Colanco. At yung worst of all, yung illegal drug trade na it seems to be really there and flourishing. Sana po ay dahil ang administrasyon ng ating Pangulo, ang centerpiece program niya ay to curb the drug problem. Hindi naman maganda siguro kung mismo sa loob ng state-run penitentiary ay merong illegal drug trade na nangyayari. Kasi hinahabol natin yung mga kriminal up to the smallest streets sa lahat ng kanto, sa bundok. Tas yung pala sa sarili nating gobyerno at pamahalaan ay nangyayari ito. Kaya alam ko na ayaw ito mangyari ni Secretary Aguirre. Alam ko na ayaw ito mangyari ng ating Pangulo. At tayo po bilang mambabatas, dapat base dito sa nalaman natin at ngayon at malalaman pa, dapat gumawa tayo ng mga batas o mag-amenda ng mga existing laws para siguruhin na hindi maulit ito at hindi ito mangyayari dahil hindi po talaga maganda ito. It's setting a bad example, and it is incumbent upon us legislators as part of the legislative arm of the government to make sure that we do everything in our power to protect the citizens and for this not to happen again. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Kong Maceda. We now recognize Kong Lacson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I would like just to ask yung mga resource persons natin, yung mga high-profile inmates natin. Actually, marami sila. Si Mr. Tan, Martinez, Pancho, and Mr. Colanco. Ki Mr. Tan, na-mention niya sa affidavit niya na merong mga instances na merong silang yung magbibigay ng pera is sa casino nangyayari. So, can you elaborate on this? Can you, by the way, Mr. Tan, can you speak Tagalog? Okay, so we better speak in English. So, you said in your affidavit that there are some casinos that the transaction are done in the casino. Can you specify which casinos is this?
Oh, jeez. Peter was the one who called in the casino, and I just basically translated to Judge. So, if I'm not mistaken, that should be Soler.
Okay, so Soler. So I heard in the casinos there are a lot of videos. So can we, Chairman, can we ask or request for this copy of the videos? It will be like an evidence to tell it they are really telling the truth. Yes, Mr. Chairman, I would just like to request the video of the casino, of the Soler Casino, if just to substantiate.
Soler?
They said Mr. Peter Ko was in the casino doing transaction. This is within the affidavit. So can we just request
Meron ba
a
tayong
copy?
video niyan, Secretary? Secretary Aguirre, do we have a video of that? Si Peter Ko ba in Soler?
We have no such, Mr. Chair, we have no such video. Perhaps CCTV of the establishment could help, but I will make the proper representation.
Yes. Yes, can we have a subpoena? What, I'm not a lawyer, so I'm not very particular with how you do it. Okay, they said subpoena ducip tecum is the... Mr. Chair, yeah, we would like to make a request for a subpoena ducip tecum for the video of the Soler that will implicate Mr. Ko in the transaction as what is in the affidavit of
You
Mr.
know,
Tan?
if we are to issue a subpoena on this, you have to provide the particulars. Date, time, whatever. So we will tackle the matter later so that it will not eat upon your time. Pero kailangan po ng particulars because we cannot just issue a subpoena without details.
Okay, can we just ask Mr. Tan to give the details of this particular details in his affidavit?
Well, what happened when I said that was Mr. Ko who went to Soler Casino. He actually called Soler Casino. He knows on the management, and he asked them to release money, and he told Judd to go there. He told Soler Casino that there's a certain Jose Adrian Dera who's on his way there, and just kindly release him certain amount of money.
Oh.
Okay, so it wasn't Peter Ko.
So you're telling me even Soler Casino is involved or is involved in this drug trade? Is what you are telling us now?
Well, it's not about drug trade. I think Peter knows the management, so he just borrowed some money. That's about it.
Okay, well, it's quite now an intricate web of things because I was with the hearing for a long time yesterday. People are telling, the witnesses are telling there's a lot of money, exchange money going on. And if it's cash, I'm also wondering, in the New Bilibid prison, there is a cash transaction. They were, a lot of money or are exchanging hands. I'm wondering why in prison there is money like from small amount to millions of pesos exchanging hands. So I was really amazed with that. And also, there are instances that the drug transactions or the payout involve bank accounts or involve the MC Lulier or Palawan branch. Is there a pawn shop inside the casino or a bank? Because in the several affidavits, they mentioned depositing money to BDO. Can someone enlighten me on this?
Your Honor, just to be precise, can we please, you are interpolating witness based on what? This is, I suppose, paragraph 9. And what is stated in paragraph 9, so that we will just be clear, is that a record of Judd, who is the Vera. Who is this Vera? Is he an inmate?
No, it's not.
So it is not Peter Ko who is in the casino, but Vera who is in the casino. Para lang hindi tayo maligaw sa ating interpellation. Pakibasa lang po yung sworn statement para po malinaw ang ating pong pagtatanong. Kasi may implicate yung casino or whatever, yung pala hindi naman po pala si Peter Ko. Kailangan pa nating magsubpina ng mga video nito, yung pala hindi naman po siya yon. So let us just be clear on this for the record. So it is Judd or Jose Adrian Dera that was there in the casino. Not Peter Ko.
No, yes, sir, exactly.
Okay, so I'll ask the DOJ to, because they're the lead agency who's, handling this and we are just in aid of legislation, So,
Precisely. So we will be focused.
Okay.
Anyway, time.
Okay,
Does
Chairman.
he still have time?
one more.
Last point. Your
Last point, because everybody's like a lot of witnesses have been testifying, or in their affidavit they're pointing at then Secretary of Justice Laila de Lima focusing of the collection or the payola to her campaign funds. Then they point out that J.B. Sebastian have evolved into to be an overlord of the prison. Well, all of them are pointing to him now. Now, my question in my mind is, all of them are saying that they come willingly to testify. So, all of them are corroborating with what has happened. Now, is J.B. Sebastian also willing to testify, because he's the one, if we have the witness protection here? Yes, sir.
Yeah, actually, we issued a subpoena, but the question, I guess, can be answered by the Secretary.
Mr. Chair, we tried to get J.B. Sebastian, but he wanted to limit his testimony to the anomalies in connection with the food supply, to the catering, where he said that at least 10 million pesos is being distributed monthly. We did not agree. We said that you must tell the whole truth. But we have not given up.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
So,
But I'm just saying that prison now has the environment that is like a sanctuary for these syndicates. I mean, one thing is the problem is that they have cell phones, they have money or legal tender that's proliferating inside.
Please wind
And I
up,
hope
Your Honor.
this could be addressed by the Department of Justice. Thank you, Secretary.
Thank you,
Mr. Chair.
Kong Lacson. Next on the list is Congresswoman Cargas.
Kayo'y nakikinig pa rin mga kaibigan sa Radyo Mindanao dito lamang sa RPN GXXX Zamboanga. At ito'y may kaugnay sa pagpapatuloy ng Kamara sa pagdinig dito kaugnay sa di umano'y kalakalan ng illegal droga sa Bilibid. Of course, sinabi ng mga mambabatas na this is purely in aid of legislation. But along the way, ay maraming mga testimonies ang sinasabi nitong mga drug lords na ngayon ay nagbibigay ng kanilang pahayag at nagpapatunay base sa kanilang mga sinabi itong hinala na tumatanggap itong si Senator De Lima na noon ay naging Justice Secretary ng drug money o payola. Kaya nga at walang humpay ang kalakaran ng illegal na droga mismo sa National Bilibid Prison. Ngayon ay nagsasalita si Justice Secretary Vitaliano Aguirre.
File this case for preliminary investigation because we have sufficient for evidence to establish probable cause. But with the testimony of General Magalong, I believe that the strength of our evidence was more than doubled. We just would like to request the CIDG, specifically General Magalong, and also the specific officer of the PDEA, who we will prove that the Bucor only asked for assistance of these drug sniffing dogs in the morning of the raid. So it is merely a palabas on the part of the DOJ, Your Honor. So we believe, Your Honor, that as of this point, we could begin the prosecution of those involved.
Mr. Chairman, may I continue? After listening to the testimony of our witnesses, this representation is alarmed and saddened by the proliferation of drug syndicates in the NBP, the wanton abuse of power by our former officers, of the Bucor and the NBP, as well as the high-profile personalities mentioned by our witnesses, I hope that the DOJ will continue its investigation and institute the much-needed reforms in the Bucor and the NBP. And on our part, may I request the Justice Secretary to submit to the committee proposed legislation to further support the reforms in our present system.
Mr. Secretary, please comply with the request of Congresswoman Cagas, because these are inputs that we really need for us to be able to come out with the committee report that we ought to submit to the plenary.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Kong Cagas. But if it may be too much, may we ask this honorable committee that a sworn statement on the failed Operation Kronos be submitted by the proper officer of CIDG and PDEA so that we could use it in our prosecution of those involved in these illegal drugs.
General Magalong, there is in fact, this is actually within the executive, between DOJ and the PNP. Actually, you don't need congressional intervention on this, and this can very well be done. But at any rate, since we're here, DOJ is asking for your cooperation on this, so we urge you to work it out among yourselves.
Mr. Chair, General Magalong, we would like to request your office and that of the PDEA, because of your revelation this afternoon. This is very, very important evidence, one of the strongest evidence against the perpetrators. If you could, the proper officers of PDEA and CIDG to give us a sworn statement on why Operation Kronos failed.
Mr. Chair, Mr. Secretary.
Please, General Magalong.
Yes, sir. Sir, I can only speak for the Philippine National Police. We are willing to execute an affidavit for that matter.
Thank you. Any?
And finally, Mr. Chairman, please. May I manifest my utmost support to President Duterte's drug campaign, Crime and Drugs, which are the social ills that need to be stamped out. Mr. Secretary, I believe that although it is inherent upon the committee to conduct investigation in aid of legislation, we must always prioritize our ultimate objective here to deliver the truth to the people, and nothing else exceeds that purpose. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Congresswoman Cagas. No need to answer that, Mr. Secretary.
I just would like to have some words from PDEA because CIDG has already committed to make that sworn statement. May we know what's the comment from PDEA?
Okay, PDEA, please, you have the floor.
On the part of PDEA, Your Honors, I will coordinate with the officers concerned, Your Honor, to cooperate with the Secretary of Justice.
Thank you for that. So we now, are you done, Your Honor? Okay. So we now recognize Chairman Ace Barbers of Dangerous Drugs Committee.
Salamat, Chairman. You know, since yesterday, I've been patiently and intently listening to the testimonies and the hearings that we've conducted. At ako po'y sumusunod doon sa polisiya na limitado lang yung ating oras sa pagtatanong. Kaya nga, ang aking pagtatanong ay direkta kagad tinanong ko kay Kulangko at saka kay Magleo. Ngayon, meron lang po akong side question para sa ating kalihim, Secretary Aguirre. Kasi doon ho sa testimonya, kung tatahiin natin yung mga testimonya nilang lahat, no, ng nating mga witnesses, it seems that they're all pointing at a very glaring, shall we say, instance inside the Bilibid. Wala hong nag-deny na merong kubol. Wala hong nag-deny na merong na nangyayari ho, masyadong VIP yung treatment sa kanila. So, isn't that enough already grounds to charge the head of the bureau and the head of the department under the principle of chain of command? Isn't that enough?
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
may I be allowed to
You're
comment?
recognized, please.
I think that would be enough. But if we go by chain...
Ayun mga kaibigan ay nakikinig pa rin sa live broadcast ng pagdinig ng Kamara kaugnay sa kalakalan ng illegal na droga sa Bilibid Prison. At ito ang programa ng Radyo Mindanao dito lamang sa RPN DXXX Zamboanga. At tayo napapakinggan sa malaking bahagi ng Mindanao. At tuloy-tuloy pa rin mga kaibigan ang pagdinig mula kahapon. At definitely baka matapos tong hearing na ito mamayang gabi na naman.
Evidence. But after the testimony of General Magalong, as I've said, it was the strength of our case was more than doubled. But please bear with us because the AMLA, we made already the proper request with AMLA, and they promised to release a copy to us this afternoon because we know very well that the people we suspected of being the prime mover of these illegal drugs and the NBP, of course, will not be stupid to deposit the money in their own account. We believe meron na po kaming silip that will amount to billions. The amounts, billions. As one of them, in his account, may nagsasabi has 500 million. Isang tao lang yun. So, please bear with us. We want to have an airtight case, but that was really strengthened by the testimony, by the forthcoming testimony, the affidavits of the PDEA and the CIDG.
Mr. Secretary, yung po bang existence ng mga kubol, kasi ilang beses na ho ni-raid eh. Hindi ho ba dinemolish yan after the first raid? Tuloy-tuloy pa rin ho ba yung existence niya mga kubol na yan?
Dinemolish na po. Actually, doon po sa... It was during the time after Dilima was...
It's as if you were saying, Mr. Secretary, that...
Dilema daw mga kaibigan. Instead na dilema, dilema, problema, ika nga.
Resigned as... after she resigned as SOJ, napalitan po yan. And under the... Kaya sabi ko nung una pa man, talagang bilib ako dito kay General Renier Cruz. Sa kanya po ang nag-demolish niyang lahat ng kubol na yan. Doon po sa report ng PDEA,
Itong si Rainier Cruz mga kaibigan na naging OIC ng National Bilibid Prison ay siya po ang dating general at pinuno ng 1st Infantry Division dyan sa Zamboanga del Sur. At nung siya ay nagretiro, siya ay naitalag bilang OIC ng National Bilibid Prison at magaling tong si retired General Rainier Cruz, kaya lang bagong gobyerno, so kailangan siyang bumitiw upang ibigay naman sa iba ang pamunuan ng National Bilibid Prison.
Pinakita nila si Senator De Lima sa loob ng isang kubol.
Ay malimit po lang makita doon. Actually, yung ang isang nag-testify dyan.
So, ang ibig pong sabihin, even those times when Secretary De Lima was still the Secretary of DOJ, she knows the existence of all this kubol.
Very definitely.
And after the first time she found out that there was kubol, na ganun ng klase para daw Shangri-La as described by a certain Kulango, hindi pa rin po na demolition dahil binabalik-balikan niya dahil hindi lang daw isang beses eh.
Hindi po, talagang hindi. Actually, meron po kaming presentation, 3 minutes. Yung kubol ni Peter ko, walang sinabi yung mga 5-star hotel. Had we shown that yesterday, it's still available. If you would like to see it, yung 6 minutes lang yan.
Yun nga ho ang nakakalungkot dahil ilang beses yung ginalugad hanggang ngayon. Lagi meron pa rin But you know, on another topic, Mr. Secretary, mayroon ho ba kayong idea bakit hindi nasama sa Bilibid 19 yung JB Sebastian?
Very clear po yung testimony ng lahat ng mga witnesses, inmates. Para lamang po masolo ni JB Sebastian ang drug trade sa loob ng Bilibid.
So,
lalahanin po ninyo that they stayed at MBA for 8 months. Kaya 8 months na nasolo ni JB Sebastian ang drug trade sa loob ng NBP. Kaya this happened from December 15 up to 8 months after, kung magkano ang na dyan. Yung ating mga pera na kinocompute or tinestify na itong mga witnesses na ito, na milyon-milyon, daang milyon na rin, hindi po, wala pong parang napakalit nun compared sa kukolektahan ng isang drug lord sa loob ng 8 buwan. Billion po, sigurado yan.
Well, ano ho kasi, Mr. Secretary, Mr. Chair,
you have excused me.
I noticed also that lahat po ng ating pinisintang witness dito sa hearing na ito, no one among them was convicted of drugs. Lahat po sila either murder, kidnapping, yung isa yata, ano pa isa? Robbery, yung gano'n, no? So, wala ho bang witness na drug convict, na na-convict because of drugs?
Meron po isang kwan dyan sa kanila.
The Honorable Barber, please wrap up his last question.
Yes, Mr. Chair, thank you.
Yung pong isa ay naka-appeal pa, pero drug case.
Okay, just one question, last question, Mr. Chair, and I will reserve again my right for another round to question the witnesses.
Go ahead.
Yung pong, kasi hindi ko maisip palampasin yung sinabi ni General Magalong na he mentioned there were 2 generals, no, si General Bucayo and the other one is General, may I know who the
Villasanta.
General Villasanta.
And General...
Saan ho sila connected? Are they connected with the PNP, with the PIDEA? Saan ho sila connected? Si General Villasanta ho?
Your Honor, Mr. Chair, General Villasanta is connected with the PAOK.
PAOK? Is PAOK under...
The Executive Secretary, Your Honor.
PAOK is under the Office of the Executive Secretary.
Your Honor.
So it seems, basing it on the testimony of the statement of General Magalong, Mr. Chair, it seems that abot pala yung office nung PAOK, no? Abot pala yung storyang ito, itong kwentong ito, abot pala daw yung office ng PAOK, which happens to be under the office of the Executive Secretary. I'm not implying anything, but what I want to find out is, why are these generals who's supposed to be the one conducting these raids and ordering their men to do these raids, are the ones protecting the NBP and stopping all these raids? Yun lang po, Mr. Chair. And again, let me reiterate that I will reserve my right to question again the witnesses in the second round. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Mr. Secretary.
Thank you.
Alright mga kaibigan, ayan si Congressman Barbers. At sabi niya, i-reserve na raw niya yung kanyang pagtatanong pa sa mga susunod na rounds ng interpellation.
Subpoena JB Sebastian in this hearing?
Is there a motion to subpoena JB?
At nako, malapit na naman tayong magtapos, kaibigan. Kita niyo naman, tuloy-tuloy itong pagdinig ng Kongreso sa napakadaming alegasyon, mga kaibigan, ng kalakaran ng illegal na droga sa Bilibid Prison at nadadawit itong si Senator Laila de Lima na dating Secretary of Justice at yung pahayag ni Herbert Colanco ay talagang napakatindi dahil tahasan niyang sinabi ang pagkakasangkot nitong si De Lima, mga kaibigan. Sabi nga ni Herbert Colanco sa kanyang kanta, akala mo lang yon. Pakinggan natin to, mga kaibigan. Dedicated to kay Senator De Lima. Tignan natin kung makakapagkanta ba itong si Herbert Colanco, dahil alam niyo naman itong si Herbert Colanco nagko-concert, malimit pag-concert dyan sa Bilibid Prison, kahit na siya'y nakapiit na. Meron pa siyang talent manager, at itong talent manager niya ang siyang ginagamit niya rin, mga kaibigan, sa pagbibigay ng mga suhol sa iba't ibang opisyal. At kasama na dyan, mga kaibigan, itong si De Lima. At matindi matindi yung mga bintang laban kay Senator De Lima. Dahil itong si De Lima ang siyang dating chairperson ng Justice Committee ng Senado, ngunit na-oust naman siya. At kawawa naman. Pero tinatanggi naman, mga kaibigan, ni De Lima ang lahat ng bintang laban sa kanya. At napakahirap nito, mga kaibigan. Basta ganitong klaseng mga akusasyon, kailangan ma-validate ito maigi. Pero ang nakikita nating senaryo dyan, mga kaibigan, ay posibleng masibak sa kanyang pwesto itong si Senator De Lima, kung sakaling mapapatunayan matapos itong mga hearing, kung sakaling mapapatunayan na talagang tumanggap si Senator De Lima ng drug money na ginamit sa kanyang kampanya at before elections, ay siguradong baka ang gawin dito ng mga ibang senador ay even before na maisampa ang kaso sa kanya o during sa pagsasampa ng kaso sa kanya, ay mag-move sila na tanggalin sa posisyon itong si Secretary Laila De Lima. At napakahirap. Pero mga kaibigan, mag-commercial break muna tayo bago tayo magtapos.
Mga kaibigan, may good news para sa lahat. Kung gusto nyo nga makabasa ng mga balita tungkol sa Mindanao, wala nang iba kundi ang Mindanao Examiner newspaper. Mindanao ang sirkulasyon, Mindanao ang balita. Ang Mindanao Examiner sa Basilan, Sulu at Zamboanga. Gumawa na rin ito ng mga independent films at ABP, audiovisual presentation, at may photography at video services pa. Bisitahin po natin ang kanilang website sa MindanaoExaminer.com o tumawag sa 9925480. Marami pong salamat. Kaya natin to.
Alright, mga kaibigan, maraming salamat President Fidel B. Ramos. Pero mga kaibigan, nawala yung ating bedding dito, yung ating background nawala. Anyway, batiin muna natin lahat ng yung mga nag-text sa atin. Sila Alilit, binabati natin ng Norte family sa Baliwasan, si Ramil Kamay, at siyempre si Kagawad Rodel Pioquinto, mga kaibigan, ng Baliwasan. Diyan yan sa Zamboanga City. At lahat ng mga taga-Baliwasan, hindi lamang taga-Baliwasan sa Zamboanga, lahat sa buong Mindanao na nakikinig. At yung Jesus Miracle Crusade nga pala, nag-text. Batiin daw natin sila at nakikinig sila ngayon sa Tuguegarao City sa Cagayan Province. At via Shortwave Radio 2. Kita nyo naman, mga kaibigan. Abot na abot tayo sa malaking bahagi ng Mindanao, at ito'y dahil sa napakalakas ng broadcast ng RPN XXX Zamboanga, at kung kaya't marami at malawak ang naabot ito. At bueno, mga kaibigan, yung Blue Jazz Resort, kung gusto ninyong mag-celebrate ng weddings, birthdays, anniversaries, o kaya meron kayong mga seminars or workshops, ay maaari ninyong gawin yan. Diyan lamang sa Blue Jazz Beach Resort and Water Park sa Samal Island. At napakamura mga kaibigan at world class yung kanilang mga amenities. At siguradong mag-i-enjoy kayo sa inyong pagbabakasyon dyan sa Blue Jazz Beach Resort and Water Park sa Samal Island. Katabi lamang ng Davao City yan. Mula Davao ay makakasakay kayo ng water taxi. At mga 10 minutes lang siguro at ay nasa Samal Island na kayo. At dyan sa Blue Jazz ay maaari niyong tawagan sa telephone number 082-284-2000. Ulitin natin mga kaibigan, yung gustong magbakasyon at mag-seminars, business with pleasure, o kaya weddings, anniversaries, or any celebration, birthdays, ay maaari niyong tawagan ng Blue Jazz Beach Resort and Water Park sa Samal Island sa kanilang telepono bilang 082. Ayan po yung area code. Ang telephone number ay 284-2000 o kaya sa kanilang cellphone numbers na 0998-967-8001 up to 8005. Ulitin natin yung cellphone numbers ng Blue Jazz Beach Resort and Water Park ay 0998-967-8001 up to 8005. Maaari nyo silang i-text upang malaman ninyo ang mga amenities o ang rates ng mga kwarto. At napakaganda talaga mga kaibigan sa Blue Jazz Beach Resort and Water Park sa Samal Island. At itong programa ay is being brought to you by Mindanao Examiner Regional Newspaper. Ang paborito ninyong pahayagan available sa inyong paboritong newsstand sa iba't ibang bahagi ng Mindanao. At siyempre binabati natin nakikinig sa atin ng taga-Sulu sa office ni Governor Toto Tan. Ay walang sawa mga kaibigan every afternoon at marami daw silang napapakinggan at natututunan dito sa ating programa. Ang staff at employees ng Sulu Provincial Government at ngayon ay nakikinig at abot na abot ang ating signal dyan sa Sulu Provincial Government kay Governor Toto Tan. Na napakasipag at napakagaling. Kaya maswerte ang mga tausug. At andyan dyan si hardworking na si Governor Toto Tan. And by the way, good afternoon din kay Papang Sakurtan, yung dating governor ng Sulu Province na ngayon ay busy pa rin sa kanyang pagiging private citizen. At welcome back nga pala kay Vice Governor Nurunisa Tan nanggaling sa Saudi Arabia at doon ay nag-Hajj as usual. Bawat biyahe nitong si Vice Governor Nurunisa Tan si Inda ay lagi siyang gumagawa sila mga kaibigan ng medical mission dyan sa Saudi Arabia dahil meron siyang bitbit na mga medical team upang magbigay ng libreng atensyon sa ating mga mamamayan, sa mga Pilipino at maging sa mga dayuhan. Pero mga kaibigan, wala na tayong oras. Ito, papasalamat tayo sa ating technical director, si Nino. Sa lahat na rin sa aming producer, sa aming sponsor, ang Mindanao Examiner Regional Newspaper, ang Blue Jazz. Hanggang bukas mga kaibigan sa Radyo Mindanao, ito po niyo balingkod, Fafaal, nagsasabing isang magandang hapon. I love you, Mama. Chup chup.
A happy holiday to all Motown fans.